Well, the Tigers this afternoon are going for the sweep on another gorgeous day here at the ballpark today. We've had sellout crowds the first 2 days in this series. We expect more of the same here this afternoon. Tigers fans are fired up about the fact their team is back in first place, and Jacob Turner getting set to take the hill for the Tigers. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you will get yourself a free small order of curly fries. Robin Ventura and the Chicago White Sox in town to close out this series, and for Ventura, it has been a good year so far despite what they have done in this series. His starting lineup this afternoon looks like this. It is presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Alejandro De Aza leads it off in center field. Kevin Youkilis hasn't done a whole lot in this series. He's at third base. Adam Dunn at first. Konerko, the DH. Rios in right. Ramirez at short. Jordan Danks, the rookie, gets the start in left. Flowers catching. Beckham is the second baseman. Here's our scouting report now, and the right-hander Jacob Turner. His numbers today are presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
And we're taking a look at Jacob Turner's major league numbers, which are quite high as far as the ERA is concerned. But he earned this call-up. He was pitching some lights-out baseball down in Toledo. And now he just needs to go out and attack this White Sox team with lots of first-pitch strikes, work some ground balls in, allow the defenders to work behind him. And here is a look at his defenders in the ball game this afternoon. No earned runs in the last 14 games and a 12-2 record for the Tigers. So they've really gotten a whole lot better in that regard. It's the youngster Alex Avila behind the plate today, catching Jacob Turner.
Alex got a much-needed day off yesterday. He's back out there, 90-degree weather here this afternoon, but he's good to go. He'll get the start behind the plate to lead the right-hander Jacob Turner. Now the Tigers have really done some good work in holding home serve here against the Chicago White Sox. Against these Sox, Rod, in the last 17, awfully dominant.
Well, take a look at the bottom. When you have a 2.41 ERA and you're doing what they have done with runners in scoring position, obviously the batting average is going to be way up. You're going to score lots of runs, and that equates into a lot of wins.
So when the Tigers woke up this morning, they looked at the standings and they saw this: a half-game lead over the Chicago White Sox at 51-44, and there's a feeling now, Rod, this team is really starting to take off.
They're rolling. They're playing their best baseball of the year, arguably. They're getting it done with 2 outs, runners in scoring position. The starting pitchers have been going 7 and 8 innings every single day, which means that bullpen is well rested. So they've got it going right now.
All right, it's a warm afternoon here at the ballpark. Temperatures are scheduled to get into the 90s at some point. Alejandro De Aza is leading it off here for the White Sox. It'll be De Aza, Youkilis, and Dunn. The top 3 hitters in Robin Ventura's lineup. Jacob Turner set to go to work. And here is the first pitch of today's ball game. De Aza looks at a ball outside, and we are underway from Comerica Park. May not be a better place in baseball to be right now. Comerica is full once again. The Tigers in first place, and that's driven to center field. Jackson is on the move, still going back, and he runs it down. What a play by Austin Jackson.
There's a lot of wind up there this afternoon, apparently. Jackson playing very shallow, in his first couple of steps indicated to me that this was going to be an easy play. But then Jackson had to get on his horse to make an over-the-shoulder grab. He's got terrific range out in center field. Maybe some of the best range of any of the center fielders that we watch in either league.
Agreed. No question about that. Jackson using his speed to run that one down, and very quickly 1 out.
Let that be a lesson to the infielders and also the outfielders that there is some wind pushing balls into that area with some aggression.
So here is Kevin Youkilis, who has not done anything in the series, 0 for 8, and he came in red hot with his new team, the White Sox, providing a big, well, he's provided a big part of their offense really the last couple of weeks since coming over. Here's the 0-1. Skies this one in the air to right center. Jackson is over there to make the play, and there are 2 gone.
Talked about the fact now the Tigers are in first place. We talked about what they've done offensively and pitching, but you have to have some defense too. And on Friday night, it was Brennan Bosch in the outfield when Verlander was on the mound making a really good grab. And then you have Quentin Berry making a spectacular catch as well. Jackson, as we've well documented, run downs everything, and Rayburn and Peralta have also chipped into the act.
So with 2 outs, here is the number 3 hitter, Adam Dunn. Dunn in the series has been awfully quiet as well. He is 0 for his last 15, as a matter of fact, and he looks at a strike. Also, you would think very important for Turner to get himself a 1-2-3 inning, get on a bit of a roll after being rocked in 2 innings his last start.
Jim Leyland always talks about sometimes it's not how good the team is that you're playing, it's just how they're playing when you happen to see them on your schedule. And right now, the White Sox are not playing good baseball, and the Tigers are taking advantage of that.
2 balls, 1 strike on Dunn. Well, it's been a comeback year for Dunn. 28 home runs, yet his average is in the low 200s. 202 as we start play today. Here's the 2-1 from Turner. And it's bounced to the left side and through a base hit. He beat the shift. It's a 2-out single as Dunn goes the other way. The Tigers are okay with that as long as he keeps it in the park. That'll bring up Paul Konerko.
It looked like Dunn made a conscious effort of driving that ball the other way, head down, front shoulder locked and loaded.
So Dunn breaks an 0 for 15 with that single. There's the dangerous Konerko, just 1 for 7 in the series. You really got to tip your cap to the Tigers starting pitching in this series, especially Porcello yesterday, who turned in a gem.
Porcello's had about 3 games like that this year. Spectacular.
Konerko hits it foul down the right field line. Always seems to be that thing we talk about when you get a couple of guys pitch really good games back to back to back. You talk about pitchers feeding off of each other, and maybe that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, they do, just like hitters do. It's contagious.
Porcello was given an opportunity to complete that game yesterday, but came out in the 9th. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball is a good one. 1-2.
I thought Jim made the right decision to give him an opportunity to get his first complete game of his major league career. But at the end of the day, you've got to win the game.
That you do, and as Jim says over and over, it's tough to win up here. You can't mess around. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball right back up the middle and into center field. Base hit. So that'll put 2 aboard now for Chicago.
One thing Turner does know that you may get away with some mistakes down in the minor leagues that they don't allow you to get away with up here. And it was the Angels 5 days ago that really treated him badly. It was Trumbo, it was Trout, and it was Albert Pujols as well. All hit home runs against Jacob Turner in that outing. He didn't last very long either.
Here is Alex Rios. Wave and a miss, 0-1.
That is a really good pitch. Right now, Rios may be performing better than any of their offensive components. Hitting the ball extremely hard, but that's a really good slider.
Rios hit .311, 1 for 5 with a walk in the series. And he looks at the ball inside, 1-1. They will need him to be in the second half what he was in the first half, and that was well above his numbers from last year. Rios, in fact, is on pace for better than 90 RBIs. He shoots this one in the air toward right field, slicing away from Bosch, and it's going to fall fair. That'll get a run in. Adam Dunn comes around to score on the bloop single by Alex Rios. It's 1-0 Chicago.
If you're Jacob Turner, you have to forget about this. A little bit of luck involved here with Alex Rios. He pops it straight up, but Bosch playing real deep in right field and gets after it, but doesn't get close to making a play.
53rd RBI of the year for Rios, and so 3 straight singles after the first 2 were retired. Here's Alexei Ramirez. In there for strike 1 on Ramirez.
This all started with Adam Dunn with 2 outs. Their number 3 hitter taking a lousy single the opposite way, with the Tigers overshifting to the right side of the infield against Adam Dunn.
Dunn has come around to score. Konerko now at third and Rios at first. Ball low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talked about the Tigers scoring all of their runs in this series with 2 outs, 11 of those to be exact. The White Sox taking a page out of Detroit's book here today in the first, scoring their first run with 2 outs.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Ramirez, who is 1 for 6, a steal, a run scored in the series.
Alexi will leave the strike zone. No need in Turner throwing him another strike. Throw this same pitch if you can locate it, and you might get Ramirez to swing at another one. No need in throwing him a pitch over the heart of the dish.
Ramirez has had a decent season, driving in runs, 44 RBIs. Mike Avila's the only other shortstop in the American League with more driven in from that position. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball to third. Cabrera behind the bag, goes to second. They'll get the force. And the side retired. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 left. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. The first, Tiger fans hoping the offense can come right back. We'll check out the Tigers starting lineup presented by Big Boy. Jackson leads it off. 5 RBIs in this series. AJ had a big game yesterday. Quentin Berry, Miguel Cabrera to follow. Then you got Prince at first base, Delman DHing, Bosch in right, Peralta, Avila, Santiago, your bottom 3 today for Detroit. Philip Umber is the starting pitcher for the White Sox. He is presented by Fox Volkswagen of Rochester Hills.
Umber, making his second start since spending about a month on the disabled list, comes in with a 4-4 record, a 5.77 ERA, and has thrown a perfect game this year. But after he threw that perfect game, he really has struggled.
So Umber taking on an offense now that has awoken and done some really good work. Jackson hitting .317, 3 out of 9 in this series with 5 driven in. Umber's first pitch is in for a strike, 0-1.
4 of those RBIs came yesterday for Austin Jackson, and both of those, of course, with 2 outs.
Jackson now has knocked in 44 this year. He'll fly this one toward right field, slicing away from Rios. 0-2 on AJ. Umber is 29 years of age. He's bounced around quite a bit after being a #1 pick. A terrific collegian. He pitched at Rice University. There's the 0-2. Missed it high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And for Umber, the perfect game this year was the culmination of what had been a very disheartening career to this point, with some surgeries and bouncing around different organizations.
His fastball will go anywhere from 91 to 95 miles an hour. Also has an outstanding curveball.
1-2 on Austin Jackson. Checked it. And the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. A lot has been made, Rod, about the new approach that Austin has had at the plate, the leg kick being eliminated. How much of it is just the fact that he's another year older?
I think that helps as you mature, especially when you go through a very difficult season as Jackson did, and that was after 2010, nearly winning the Rookie of the Year award. But I do think the fact that his head stays still now, the body's always in a good position. Austin, for the most part this year, has just been able to put a lot of balls in play with authority. And for me, that's one of the biggest things that he's done well. With 2 strikes, these pitches that he was swinging at last year and striking out, he's now able to foul those off. And every now and then, he'll get him something good from the pitcher, and he'll make that pitcher pay. His approach has been really, really good this year.
We'll take a ball inside, run it full now, 3-2, and this has been a lengthy at bat.
Tom Brenneman, who had the national game yesterday for Fox, he said Jackson, in his opinion, and I kind of agree with him, he has been one of the most improved players in all of baseball this year.
3-2 is fouled away again.
Either league.
Well, the other thing with Jackson is now that his numbers are back to where they were his rookie season, he's established himself a little bit more. He is more apt, I think, to win a Gold Glove now that his numbers are where they are.
That's a great point.
And Jackson compared to Rios, a couple of guys that had down seasons last year, putting together good seasons this year, and Jackson draws a walk.
Tim Hortons will sponsor the Chicago White Sox defensive alignment this afternoon. It's Jordan Danks in left field, De Aza in center, Rios in right, Dunn, Beckham, Ramirez, Euclid in the infield, and Tyler Flowers is behind the plate.
So after a lengthy battle, it is Jackson that wins that one. He's aboard at first base for Quentin Berry, who's back in the lineup today, playing in left field for the Tigers. And there goes the runner. Jackson is on the move. Here comes Flowers' throw, and it's not in time. A stolen base.
That just goes into your preparation before the game even starts. Tom Brookins, the first base coach, has a stopwatch in his hand. They already know how quick Umber will get the ball to the plate. Jackson takes off on the first pitch to Berry and steals that base with ease.
Flowers has thrown out 53% this year, but had little time to throw Jackson out on that play. Now the 1-0, and Berry showing bunt, trying to get the runner to third. 2 balls, no strikes. It's always interesting to see how Jim Leyland plays it when you've got Jackson and Berry at the top and the leadoff guy gets on. This time he elected to steal Jackson. Now Berry finds himself with a 2-0 count. He's swinging away here and flies one in the air to left. Hit well. Danks going back to the wall, and it's going to carry out. It's gone. Quentin Berry going the other way with his second big league homer. QB doing it again.
Told you earlier, there is a lot of wind up there today, and that is not a knock on Quentin Berry at all. But he gets one up in that jet stream, and it just carries and carries and carries until Danks runs out of room, and it lands in the Tigers bullpen. You won't see Q hit many opposite field home runs.
No, you won't. But we'll take that one.
And we'll take advantage of the elements. Why not?
No balls, 1 strike on Miguel Cabrera.
Just like that, 2 batters into this game, the Tigers have taken the lead back. And then take a look at how crisp the wind is blowing to left field. And those are the flags above the scoreboard.
Quentin will probably tell us, no, there was no wind at all. That was all me. But the wind certainly may have helped there. How about this one? Deep into left center field off the bat of Cabrera. This one is way back, and it's gone. Back-to-back home runs for the Tigers.
These boys right now are feeling it. And this crowd is ready to party. Told you Umber had been struggling since throwing the perfect game earlier this year, and this is why he struggles. Up in the strike zone, you cannot pitch a dangerous hitter like Miguel Cabrera up in the zone there when you've only got 93 with your fastball.
Boy, you talk about punishing a baseball. Cabrera does it right there as Fielder fouls it off. So the Tigers now have jumped in front 3-1 on the back-to-back home runs. July the 5th, the last time the Tigers go back-to-back.
Usually when Miguel hits a home run, he starts to trot right out of the batter's box because he's had that feeling quite often in his big league career. But that time, he wasn't sure that ball was going to be out of the ballpark.
There's a drive into left center field, but this one is going to stay in the ballpark as Jordan Danks runs it down, and that is the first out of the inning. So let me get this straight. Quentin Berry hits one out to left, but Fielder can't.
Prince. The Prince has got to get back in that waiting room. Here's the 2 home runs. One the opposite way by Berry, fastball up. And the other one a fastball that he tried to get inside, but he didn't get there, and Miggy made him play.
Delman swings and sends one to right. Slicing, gonna drop, base hit. And that one falls for Delman Young.
We might be in for history this afternoon with the wind blowing out the way that it's blowing out, and Miguel Cabrera just 1 home run shy of 300 in his big league career.
Well, number 299 went 427 feet. Umber, by the way, now has given up 14 home runs this year. Berry and Cabrera go back-to-back here in the first.
Not to be lost in all of this with the 2 home runs by Berry and also Cabrera. The outstanding at bat that Jackson had to lead off the game.
Ball 1 to Bosch. Jackson fouling off several 2-strike pitches, eventually drawing the walk, stealing a base, and then scoring on the home run by Quentin Berry. Bosch with a big home run yesterday. Umber will chase Young back to the bag. Delman not a base stealer.
Bosch in the last 3 weeks has looked every bit as good as when he came to the big leagues in 2010, that first half of the year. He was locked in, and he has been locked in for about 3 weeks now, driving in a lot of runs with some big hits.
Will shoot this one down the left field line, but foul. Getting back to that Jackson at bat, he worked an 0-2 count into a 10-pitch at bat, which resulted in the walk. And that gets back to what you talked about. That may not have happened last year.
No, not at all. He'd have been sitting on that bench.
Much different player this year, though. 1-1 on Bosch. Umber just trying to get through this first inning. He's given up a walk, 2 homers, and a single. Ball low, run the count now to 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, Bosch heating up like the rest of the offense. 333 over his last 17 games. JV part of that rotation that has put together 4 consecutive really good starts. Gave up just a 2-run homer to Diaz in the first game of the series, and that was it. Drill to center field on a line, and it'll drop, base hit. Young goes to second and stops there, and the Tigers continue to swing the bats.
Don Cooper, their pitching coach, is going to stroll out and have a conversation with Umber, and no doubt he is going to tell him, young man, it's going to be a very short afternoon for you if you don't start to get that baseball down in the strike zone.
Well, the Tigers' offense has been awfully good, and since June 28th, this is how good they have been.
15-5 record in that span. They're averaging over 5 runs a game.
Umber has found that out today. He's thrown 23 pitches and recorded just 1 out.
2 out-runs for the Tigers in that span since the 28th of June. 52 of those have touched home plate.
So Jacob Turner getting some offensive support today. Tigers may not be done. They have Peralta up there with 2 men on. Johnny in the series, big numbers, 4 for 6. He fouls it straight back 0-1. A .381 homestand for Peralta. Did some good work against the Angels, and now the White Sox. You see the pitch count on Umber at 24 right now. The 0-1. Bouncing ball left side, scooped up at third by Euclid to second one, and the relay is a double play and much needed for Umber. However, the Tigers do some pretty good damage here in the first. They go deep twice. It was Quentin Berry, his second big league homer the other way, and then the big fella, Cabrera, way over 400 feet. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Chrysler, now take advantage of the great deals at the Chrysler Summer Clearance Event. And by Spartan Stores. For locations, visit turntospartan.com. Back here at the ballpark before the game, Tigers signing autographs. Right now they lead by a score of 3-1. Quentin Berry going the opposite way with a home run. Fans got his autograph before the start of the game today, and a gorgeous afternoon here in the Motor City.
Q got his own T-shirt a couple days ago with his own number on it, and they say you better get to the gift shop in a hurry if you want one of those, because those things are going like hotcakes, they say.
Flying out the windows, are they? Well, that's great. Here's a swing and a miss by Jordan Danks, who leads it off. It'll be Danks, Flowers, and Beckham.
Q just made that T-shirt a little bit more popular, homering in his first at-bat today.
Turner gave up 3 straight hits after retiring 2 batters in the first. That's how the White Sox got a run, as Danks cuts and misses 0-2. Jordan Danks, the younger brother of John Danks, who was on the staff for the White Sox. On the DL as well. Now Turner with the 0-2 pitch. Missed it low, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Jordan Danks in the White Sox organization ranked first as far as defensive ability in 3 of the last 4 years. Best defensive outfielder they have in their system.
He was having a good year as well this year at AAA. Offensively, was hitting .302 in 57 games. University of Texas product. 2-2 is hammered to right field on a line. Straight at Bosch, who makes a basket catch. One gone here in the second, and we remind you that this game is available in high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast.
It looks like it's another sellout here today.
Not too many empty seats, that is for sure. The Tigers have sold out the first 2 games in the series, and I assume today will be the same. And hanging out in the standing room only areas. Tyler Flowers takes strike 1. He's batting $154. Flowers is just 2 for his last 30.
When's the last time you came to a game as a fan when you weren't working?
That's a good question. Here goes the bat. It is launched into row 1. It's a really good question. I can't actually remember. Might have been on one of the road games where we didn't do it.
When we were doing 100 games back in the day?
Yeah. Nice job. Enjoy the souvenir. You're sitting in row 1 and you're not behind the screen. Make sure you have your head up, that's for sure.
Usually you have to watch out for foul balls, but these days it's bats as well that you have to be aware of.
1-2 on Tyler Flowers. In the air toward left. Berry coming on. 2 gone. Now Gordon Beckham, the number 9 hitter. Beckham has been a player that certainly got to the big leagues with a lot of fanfare. Had a great career at Georgia. Was a number 1 pick. Had some success his first year, but Rod, really since then he has struggled to get to those levels.
Slow starts. He usually picks it up the second half of the year, but for whatever reason, Gordon Beckham really gets off to sluggish starts. So much the last couple of years they've entertained the thought of sending him down to the minor leagues, and with the way he performed the first half of the year.
Well, Beckham had himself a really good June. He knocked in 20 runs in the month of June, but then tailed off again here in July. There's a lazy fly ball to left center field. Jackson cruising back is under it, and Turner has himself a 1-2-3 inning. Games remain head-to-head between these two teams, and really, Rod, when you look at what is waiting for these two ball clubs, they have 2 of the easier schedules in the American League.
That's what they say. Tigers also will have 12 games against Cleveland. They will have 6 more games against 7 against this White Sox team. So the division will be won within the division, as it always is. The team that usually emerges as the standout team when dominating the opponents when they go head-to-head is the one that usually gets to the postseason.
Well, the Tigers' last 13 will be against Kansas City and Minnesota down the stretch to end the regular season. Alex Avila leading it off in the bottom of the second. It's 3-1 in favor of Detroit. And Avila looks at a strike. 1-1 on the Tigers backstop. It'll be Avila, Santiago, and Jackson facing Philip Umber, who faced 7 men in that first inning, gave up 3 runs. Avila sends one in the air on a line straight at Rios. 1 gone. Going to bring up Santiago. Well, the ball club enjoys an off day tomorrow. They better enjoy it because they've got a pretty difficult road trip coming up. It'll start in Cleveland. It'll go to Toronto. It'll go to Boston. And hopefully the ball club can play as well on the road trip as they have on this homestand. Coming into this stand against the Angels and the White Sox, the Tigers have a chance to win 6 of the 7. Which I think in itself is a statement.
Well, the Tigers got off to such a slow start this year that not only do they need to win series at home, but they had to start winning some series on the road too, which they started to do toward the tail end of the first half and took 2 of 3 in Baltimore to start the second half.
1 ball, 1 strike. Popped up. Shallow right field. Beckham goes back. Rios comes in, and it's Rios. 2 down.
Well, they say that the Tigers' strength of schedule is easy, but it doesn't look all that easy to me with Toronto, and then you got Boston, and then you have Cleveland, who will play the team tough, and then you have the Yankees and Texas Rangers as well.
Two outs now. Here's Jackson, who shoots 1 foul back out of play. Jackson a walk, a steal, and a run scored. .317 batting average. Another foul back out of play. Had that 10 pitch at bat after going 0-2 in the first inning. Big day yesterday. Knocked in 4 yesterday. Umber has gotten ahead of him again, 0-2. And that one is popped in the air, shallow left center field. Danks coming on and calling for it. And so Umber has himself an easy inning. 2 in the books here at the ballpark. And you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. Barbecue lovers rejoice. The barbecue sandwich is back at Arby's. Get yours today. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Good afternoon so far for the Tigers on a great day for baseball here. Very warm in downtown Detroit. 3-1 in favor of the Tigers, courtesy of back-to-back home runs in the Detroit first inning by Berry and Cabrera. Meanwhile, Jacob Turner climbing back on top of the hill. Alejandro De Aza will lead it off. He'll face the top of the lineup. And the first pitch in for a strike. De Aza fly to center field his first time up. Euclid and then Dunn waiting for Chicago in this inning as well. There's a chopper hit to second. Santiago. One gone. Right now we go back to the studios. Let's check in for a game break with Justin White. All right, Justin, thanks. How about Toronto? They're 500 and they're 10 games back.
They always have a very good offensive team, but they really haven't been able to put that pitching staff together. And once they do that, they'll be able to compete in that division, just as Tampa has been able to do the last number of years with a really good pitching staff.
The Yankees have lost 3 in a row, but they still have a healthy lead in the East. Kevin Euclid used to reside in the American League East in Boston. He's playing for Chicago these days. 0 for 1 in this game. Wave and a miss.
He's a nice pickup for the White Sox, playing in that division, very competitive division when he was playing for the Boston Red Sox. Lots of heated games against the Yankees. And he brings some edge to their 25-man roster.
Down he goes on strikes. Avila will throw him out. Well, for as good as he's been, he has really struggled in this series.
Well, he can't hit the breaking ball. And the Tigers pitchers are smart enough to continue to throw breaking balls. Verlander started it on Friday. And then it was also Porcello that really threw some good breaking balls as well, striking him out. And we saw Turner just strike him out with a breaking ball, too. So he has not been able to hit breaking balls.
And just a minute ago, swinging at a breaking ball in the dirt.
You also notice that they just aren't throwing him all breaking balls. Porcello changed his eye level a couple of times by going up in the zone and then simply going right back down to the bottom of the strike zone.
Dunn had a single in his first at bat. They're playing him exactly the same way defensively in this at bat. But back in the first inning, he just simply shot a ball between third and short, and that started their rally.
With 28 home runs, the Tigers welcome Adam Dunn trying to hit a single the other way.
Breaking ball in for a strike. 1-2.
They will give him that all day, every day.
Mr. Dunn, 28 homers, 65 RBIs, was an all-star this year for the second time in his career. I would have figured with all the home runs this guy's hit in his career that he would have had more than just one all-star appearance coming into this season.
Agreed.
But he's also pretty much at the top of the charts in strikeouts as well, as he is this year in the American League. 2-2. Here are the strong guys around baseball. Dunn 28 homers, Hamilton 28. Trumbo, we just saw him in a 4-game series, and Jose Bautista. A little bit outside, and the count fills now 3-2 on Dunn.
All 4 of those guys are having very impressive years, but if you look at Trumbo, the ballpark that he plays in out west in Los Angeles is not a home run hitter's ballpark. The other ballparks are home run hitters ballparks. White Sox, Toronto.
Yeah, it's a good point, and it just gives you the feeling that Trumbo can hit one out of really any ballpark with ease. 3-2 pitch. Lifted high in the air toward left. Berry coming on toward the line. And how about Jacob Turner now? Another 1-2-3 inning. Berry, meanwhile, will lead off in the bottom of the third. home runs in that first inning. The 84 team was a terrific team. The last Tigers world champion had a couple of really good players on that club, no doubt about it. Here is the Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game on Induction Sunday today. Which of these four is most deserving of a spot in Cooperstown? Is it A, Lou Whitaker, B, Alan Trammell, C, Kirk Gibson, or D, Jack Morris? Enter your vote by texting ACE, then a space, and then the letter answer to 37338. Good question today, and it would be tough to pick.
Yes, it would. All four were great Tigers. That much we do know.
Here is Barry leading it off, and he looks at ball one. Trammell's number is certainly borderline. A lot of folks have been clamoring for Jack Morris and how dominant he was in his era. Barry sends one in the air to center, straight at De Aza, and one gone.
Lou Whitaker also was a tremendous player at that second base position, and I don't think he gets nearly the kind of credit he deserves as well. Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Star, 1 Gold Glove. Trammell, 4 Gold Gloves, an MVP. Jack, he kind of speaks for himself in his numbers.
You know what would be cool here at the ballpark if we had statues out in left center of Trammell feeding Whitaker on a double play.
That'd be nice. No other duo played more games at that shortstop and second base position together than they did.
Here is Miguel Cabrera. He homered in his first at bat. Number missing outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So both of these pitchers have settled in a little bit now after some bumps in the first inning. Humber has retired 5 straight. Here's the 1-1. A little off the plate. 2-1 on Cabrera. Miguel's home run in the first inning extends his hitting streak to 6 straight. Bends away from a breaking ball. 3-1 the count on Cabrera. Fielder will be next. High fly ball into deep center field. Way back. This ball is up. And there is number 300 for Miguel Cabrera. And it is an absolute moonshot to center. Oh my goodness. Cabrera putting on a show, and he'll take a bow right now. Where did that ball land? Here is Prince Fielder, who looks at a ball, and Cabrera joins Andres Galarraga as the only Venezuelans to hit 300 home runs. That was absolutely crushed.
It will not be long before he passes Andres Galarraga. That's just how talented Miguel Cabrera is. Real nice gesture there by Prince Fielder, standing out of the batter's box to allow this crowd to really give Miguel the standing ovation he deserves for hitting number 300.
Here's the 2-0 to Prince, and he lines one over the head of the shortstop Ramirez into left center.
We have seen Cabrera go to straightaway center field with regularity and with a tremendous amount of power, and this is the 3rd home run that he has hit here at Comerica Park over that 420 sign. It's a 3-1 fastball in the low 90s, and Miguel Cabrera absolutely drilled it in. The camera guys out in center field had to take cover.
Well, they won't have any trouble retrieving number 300. That thing was an unbelievable moonshot to dead center field, and I guess if you're going to hit one for number 300, you might as well put one in the camera well.
Well, after he hit his first one today, we had an idea that he might be in one of those kinds of moods where history would be set.
He's hit about 900 feet of home runs today. Here's the 0-1 to Delman.
It is mind-boggling to think if Cabrera had not played all of his home games in two spacious ballparks down in Florida and now here at Comerica Park, how many home runs he would have right now.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. So here are the list of players to hit their 300th in a Tigers uniform. Cabrera joins that list. Greenberg was the first, all the way up now to Miguel Cabrera. Here's the 1-2 to Delman. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It seems like quite often whenever we start talking about Cabrera and some of the numbers that he has in his big league career that we always revert back to Greenberg somewhere.
Yeah, got to dip into the archives. Got to go back to the 30s and 40s. This will get away from Flowers. Advance the runner. Fielder moves up 90 feet. So Cabrera homers in the first for number 299, and then this one here in the third, number 300, the 11th youngest player to hit 300 home runs. In fact, he's bumped Adam Dunn to 12th. Here's the 3-2. Into center field. De Aza stretching out to make the play. Alejandro De Aza showing some range.
De Aza had to cover a lot of ground. He was playing Delman to pull on the shortstop side of second base and had to really get a good jump and take a direct route to get to that ball to make a nice grab.
Here's Bosch. He singled in the first, did not score. He looks at a strike. 0-1. The point you bring up about had Cabrera played in a different ballpark is really a valid point. He might be going for 400 at this point.
That's right.
I mean, you put him in Camden Yards or Coors Field or some of the other ones.
U.S. Cellular.
Yeah.
Or even Toronto, where we'll go on this next road trip.
Well, he'd be hitting him off the restaurant there. There's a wave and a miss. Under the age of 30, here are the actives with the most home runs, and Miguel is tops on that list. A long way to go in his career.
We talk about Induction Sunday today, where Barry Larkin and Ron Santo will go into the Hall of Fame. He will have his own plaque in Cooperstown too one day. There's no debate about that. He'll enjoy one of those Sundays at the podium.
Oh, 0-2 on Bosch. That bounces in well ahead of the plate, and Flowers did all he could just to block it.
Almost hit Brennan. Nice little tap dance there to get out of the way of it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 4-1 Tigers lead. They have given this crowd plenty to cheer about already in this game. And the 1-2. High, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tigers have hit 3 homers in this game. There's Peralta waiting on deck. Meanwhile, Jacob Turner enjoying this offensive support. He has done the rest for the Tigers, retiring 7 straight. There's a drive to deep right center field. That ball is hit well, and that ball is gone.
Bosch is locked in. literally locked in.
Four Tigers homers this afternoon, and Bosch is getting red hot right now.
Here's an example of just how locked in he has been. He's played long ball quite often. He's gone to left center field. He has sliced them down the left field corner. That's when you're really going good, when you're spraying the baseball all around the baseball ballpark, and not only spraying it all around, but also finding the seats on occasion, which Brennan has been able to do. What a series it's been for Brennan.
Well, Philip Humber doesn't know what has hit him. 4 home runs in this game, 2 by Cabrera. Barry and Bosch have the other 2, and now it's a 6-1 Tigers lead. It's popped in the air to shallow right. Beckham going back to the grass, and that is that for Detroit. So it's a record-setting day for the Tigers here this afternoon. A special day for Miguel Cabrera, number 300. Cabrera has hit 2 home runs in this game, including number 300 in his career. And we said it shouldn't be too hard to find it because it went in the camera well. But Tom Hughes, one of our cameramen, had to dig it out in the back of the booth to give it to some of the Tiger personnel there. And there it is, number 300. Good job there, Tom. They couldn't find it for a while. Well, they finally located it, so Cabrera will have that memento. Now it's up Turner. They have given him a 5-run lead, 6-1 as we go to the 4th inning. And Jacob misses to Paul Konerko. 7 straight retired by the young Tigers right-hander, just 21 years of age, out of St. Charles, Missouri. And a strike call makes it 1-1. Jacobs had a couple of starts in the big leagues this year, gave up just 1 run in 5 innings. His first start against St. Louis, but his second start against the Angels, he was not able to survive the second. It's fouled away. Konerko, Rios, and Ramirez here in the 4th. Now the 1-2. Bouncing ball to short. Routine there for Peralta.
Hey fans, get the new Tigers Flex 8 mini plan, and it's for as low as $14. Choose your favorite matchups and enjoy early entrance to view batting practice for select games. Call 313-471-BALL or visit ATTigers.com for the new Flex 8 mini plan.
Here's Alex Rios. What are your thoughts on Jacob Turner here, Rod, after seeing him pitch in his last start against L.A. and now this start here today?
I like the fact that he is working to get the ball down in the strike zone lately. First couple of outs that were made against Turner in this game were all fly balls, and I thought it was going to be a short day for him, but he has worked to get it down. He's gotten some ground balls, and now he looks comfortable out there.
He has set down 8 straight. Rios tried to check it. He did not. Ron Coppola said you want around. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Rios. RBI single in the first of the bloop variety down the right field line, right on the line, which scored a run. Mentioned earlier, Rios is on pace to knock in more than 90 this year. Last year, he knocked in 44 the entire season. That's how big of a turnaround it's been for him. It's on the ground to third, and Cabrera has it there. 2 up, 2 down. 9 straight set down by Jacob. We'll bring up Alexi Ramirez. Ramirez at 265, hit into a force his first time up. On the outside corner, strike.
That is something else that Turner has today that he really didn't get a chance to get to 5 days ago because he didn't stay on the mound very long. He's got a better breaking ball today. That slider's a sharp pitch. It's got some real nice depth to it. And he's throwing it a lot harder today. One of the things that we talked about regarding Turner last time out there is you want to see more aggression. You just want to see him get after it a little bit more. And he appears to have a little bit more fire in his belly this afternoon.
In the air down the right field line, heading back to the seats.
Good firm fastball at 93. Not aiming the ball, just letting it go. He came into the season the #1 rated prospect in the Tigers' entire organization.
Well, with the way guys are getting to the big leagues at a young age now, it seems like every prospect that is highly touted is supposed to get to the big leagues at 20, 21, 22, and it just doesn't work that way. Fouled that one off. 1-2 the count stays. Turner turned 21 in the month of May, so he's still very, very young and has had very little professional experience to this point. Jacob just right now trying to concentrate on this start and getting it back on track after a tough one his last time out. When you look at Justin Verlander and all the fanfare he came to the big leagues with in his first 5 career starts, these were his numbers.
He's turned out to be pretty good too.
Yes, he has. He was 1-4.
Good thing we didn't get rid of him after those 5 games.
Trade him. That's fouled off. 1-2 the count stays. Nice play down there.
Their personalities are different though.
Much different.
Verlander, when they cut him from the cloth and they threw it away, he's a different kind of bird.
High intensity type guy, of course supremely talented, which helps. And again the 1-2. Fouled back out of play. Jacob Turner had a chance to pitch in the Futures game last year. Tigers had a couple of prospects in that game this year, including Castellanos and Bruce Rondon. And it's a wave and a miss. Ramirez is down. And it's been a good stretch now for Jacob Turner. He's retired 10 straight. The Big Mac, using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, the player's uniform number to 37338. Or if you'd like, you can do it online at foxsportsdetroit.com. I would imagine Mr. Cabrera is the front runner right now. Jacob Turner's been pitching really well.
Yes, he has.
And we've got a new pitcher out now for Chicago. That'll be it for Philip Umber. Wallside Windows pitching change, Hector Santiago.
Santiago has kind of fallen out of favor as far as his manager, Robin Ventura, is concerned. He is now pitching in his 30th game, but earlier in the year, he was closing games for the White Sox. 38 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 34 in just a shade over 34 innings pitched.
And speaking of closing, how about the Bernstein advantage? They go to bat for you, and Brett Myers was acquired yesterday for 2 minor leaguers by the Chicago White Sox. With all the youth they've had in their bullpen, they could use him.
Well, Kenny Williams is one general manager, and he's not the only one that realizes that if you're going to have a really competitive team down the stretch, you've got to have a really good bullpen. And he has gone out and made the first move by acquiring Brett Myers and adding him into their bullpen.
Alex Avila will lead it off. And then Santiago, and then Austin Jackson. Avila lined out to right field his first time up. Umber goes 3 innings, and he is replaced.
Left-handers are hitting .300 this year against Santiago.
1 ball, 1 strike. Hector, a native of Newark, New Jersey, still lives in Newark. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball in for a strike. 1-2 on Avila. Santiago spent all of last year in the minor leagues, with the exception of 2 games at the major league level. And he missed way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 on Avila. And he went around, tried to hold up. Santiago has a strikeout, 1 gone. Tigers getting 3 in the first, 3 in the third. They've hit 4 home runs in this game. Here is Ramon Santiago. He flied out his first time up. Ball 1 outside. Remember the days when big bad Bobby Jenks would come strolling out of their bullpen, man, and it was lights out.
I do remember those days. The White Sox had some really competitive teams then. And they really haven't had a lockdown closer since Bobby Jenks left. They've tried a number of different guys in that role, but they have not had one stand up and take it over? Well, I guess they did last year, the kid, but then they traded him to Toronto this year.
Well, and Jenks, it seemed like he always had a lot of success against the Tigers. They could never really mount any kind of comeback against him. Here's the split screen, of course, of Santiago against Santiago.
Was that the Sergio Santos who was their closer last year?
Santos, correct. There's a ground ball to short. On the move is Alexei Ramirez, who got him by half a step.
He's a nice player at shortstop. Long, wiry body, really good range, and an outstanding throwing arm from that position.
Here is Austin Jackson with 2 outs. Walk, steal, run scored in the first inning, and it really set the tone for this game. Umber got him 0-2, and then AJ drew a walk after a long battle, and then it was on because homers by Berry and Cabrera followed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Santiago with the 1-1. It's inside, 2-1 the count on Jackson. That's in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. White Sox bullpen with an ERA of 4.07. There's a swing and a miss, and Jackson goes down. It's a quick inning for Hector Santiago with a couple of strikeouts. Let's go to the 5th.
Right here at Comerica Park, it was against the New York Yankees, and Cabrera hit 2 home runs to straightaway center field. The only player in Comerica Park history to reach that ivy in the same game. And then today, 2 more home runs, and he hit another one into that ivy out there, straightaway center field.
Pretty amazing, although it's becoming quite pedestrian to see him do it. But congratulations indeed. Miguel is 300 major league home run. And over 1,000 career RBIs, a batting average of over 300.
See 9 home runs this year by Miguel, 8 of those to center field, and right field he has hit 6 in the opposite direction. Cabrera's dad is here. He's been with Cabrera this entire homestand, so I'm sure his dad is very happy that he got that number 300 home run out of the way.
Jordan Danks hits a ground ball to Prince, and Turner covers.
Now Dad can go back to the house if he chooses to do so.
He might hang around another day or 2. Might as well. Enjoy this one with Miguel. We'll bring up Tyler Flowers. Meanwhile, Turner, 11 consecutive White Sox have gone down against him. And Jacob facing the bottom of the lineup here for Chicago. Flowers flying out his first time up 0 for 1. Tigers have out hit Chicago 7-3, and all 3 of the White Sox hits coming in that first inning.
So far, Jacob Turner is rewarding his manager for showing enough confidence and giving him the ball once again here today after what he did 5 days ago and pitching against the Chicago White Sox. But Jim knows the pennant is not going to be won in July, and they might just need Jacob Turner down the stretch. And confidence is a huge thing, and he's gaining some confidence with his outing today.
It's a good point, because when you give up 7 runs in 2 innings and then your next scheduled start comes against the team you're chasing in the division. Yeah, I mean, it was a situation where Jim was showing a lot of confidence in it.
And many folk thought that Dwayne Belo should get the start here today.
Here's the 2-0. That's in for a strike, 2-1.
It does help, and it did help Turner with the fact that the last 2 starters the Tigers threw out here against the White Sox really pitched well. So he could relax a little bit today.
Here's the 2-1. Yeah, he could relax, and his skipper could relax, knowing that the bullpen is in good shape, because really the last 4 days they have not needed them a whole lot. We've got an off day tomorrow, so bullpen for the next road trip will be in really good shape going in.
And Jim's to the point now where he's going to have to get some guys in the game today just to get them in the game.
Ground ball left side, deep in the hole. Peralta, tough play, off balance throw, not in time. So Flowers beats it out. It's an infield hit. They'll snap a string of 11 straight, retired by Turner. And just the 4th hit of the game for Chicago. Here's Gordon Beckham, the number 9 hitter. Beckham's hit 9 home runs this year. But he came into this month, or this game I should say, hitting just 180 this month. Turner got him to fly out back in the 2nd, 0 for 1. Line drive to left, base hit. So Beckham is aboard, back-to-back singles for Chicago. That'll bring up the top of the lineup now, Alejandro De Aza. He's 0 for 2. Tigers on top 6-1 as we play in the 5th. A 3-run first, a 3-run third. In for strike 1. We talked a little earlier about the Tigers' dominance against Chicago in this ballpark. The Tigers have won 8 of the last 9 here at Comerica against a team, the White Sox, that typically have been their chief competition in the Central. The 0-1. And there was a time where the Tigers really struggled to get wins against the Ozzie Guillen-led Chicago White Sox.
They sure did.
1-1 on De Aza. Outside, 2-1. And I would imagine, Rob, that dynamic in that Chicago clubhouse has to be a whole lot different with Robin Ventura at the helm as opposed to Ozzie Guillen.
You're 2 different extremes. And Robin Ventura doesn't say a whole lot. He tries to stay out of the way. And of course, Ozzie was quite different than that.
There's a line drive caught by Peralta. The runners will get back, 2 gone.
As a matter of fact, we haven't heard much out of Ozzie this year.
No.
Been quite quiet down there in South Florida.
Yep, he has. Their team really hasn't performed the way many thought it would. Both Ventura and Ozzie Guillen accomplished big league players.
Ventura had never managed or coached anywhere before getting this opportunity to manage a major league club. which goes to show you the respect that Kenny Williams, their general manager and owner, Jerry Reinsdorf, had for Robin Ventura.
Meanwhile, the struggles continue for Youkilis. He pops up to second and the inning is over. Turner does a nice job of pitching out of the jam. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and for the Tigers, you're going to have Barry and Cabrera. They both homered in this game coming up. Today, who is the last player to enter the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Tiger? Who is the last player that went into the Hall as a Tiger? Of course, this is Hall of Fame Sunday here with the ceremonies at Cooperstown, Induction Sunday. That guy will be there in the future after his playing days are done. We had our poll question earlier on which Tiger should be in the Hall. We gave you a list of 4, and 45% have gone with Jack Morris. He's the leading vote getter so far. Barry rolls one to second base right at Gordon Beckham. 1 pitch and 1 out. 4 in a row retired by Santiago since coming on out of the Chicago bullpen. Let's listen to the round of applause for Cabby. Somewhat tame, I would say, considering he just hit his 300th home run. 2 of them today, actually, numbers 299 and 300. In there for a strike, 0-1. He drives this one deep to center, but it's going to be straight at De Aza. 2 gone.
The Tigers will welcome the Cleveland Indians to Comerica Park August 3rd at 7:05. All fans will enjoy a post-game fireworks show. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
So with 2 outs, here is Prince Fielder, a single and a run scored in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Tigers have 7 hits today. The White Sox have 5. That's in there for a strike. 0-1 on Prince Fielder. One ball, 1 strike on Prince. As the season progresses, you can see the friendship that Cabrera and Prince are forging is really becoming stronger and stronger. I mean, these guys are really becoming two forces in the Tigers locker room. It all starts obviously with what they do on the field, but they are two superstars sharing one locker room and one lineup, and they've kind of meshed really nicely.
Well, there would be no fielder if Cabrera did not agree to go over to third base. They first consulted him about the move before they even really entertained the thought of offering Prince a deal. And Prince is very thankful for that. There were not a lot of teams out there left for Prince to go to.
Well, that surprised me, and I'm sure it surprised you as well.
Well, he's a special talent, but for whatever reason, there weren't teams knocking his door down.
Whistle that one foul back in the seats.
I mean, the Miami Marlins, once they didn't sign Albert Pujols, many thought, okay, next logical choice would be Prince Fielder. They never entertained the thought of signing Prince Fielder.
Even Prince said in spring training when we sat down and interviewed him, he said, you know, I knew eventually I was going to sign, but there came a time where I thought, man, what's going on? I hope somebody wants me. The 3-2 is low, ball 4.
When you have the kind of character that Prince has, and you play every single day, which he has done since putting on a big league uniform, and you put up those kinds of numbers, you would think that more teams would covet you, but all the other big teams already had big-time first basemen.
The other thing about Prince is that, yes, he plays every single day, but he plays hard every single day, and those two equations don't often mix. I mean, you'll see some guys go out there every day, but this guy lays it all on the line. Every single ball game, every single at bat.
You don't usually see superstars play the game as aggressively as Fielder does.
Here's Delman Young with 2 outs. Yeah, it's a good way to describe Prince. Everything he does is aggressive, whether it's base running, whether it's swinging the bat. And he puts a lot of effort into every single day's work.
And there will come a time where there will be a Miguel Cabrera, a Prince Fielder, and a Victor Martinez in the same lineup.
Yeah. That'll be fun to watch.
Oh, my goodness.
Delman fouls it away. Tigers lead 6-1. Pair of 3-run innings as they go for the sweep against these White Sox. Jacob Turner has been really good today. Gave up a run in the first, and that's it. And even that came on a blue single. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Young is out, and the Tigers are done. No runs, a walk, 1 left. Here comes the 6th. It's been a fun day at the yard, not only because the Tigers are in first. We have a sellout crowd, but history today from Miguel Cabrera. This guy's something special.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. 300 home runs, and he really hasn't played in a home run hitting ballpark he would have 500 home runs. Well, not 5, but at least 4 if he played in another ballpark. But how about the youngster today, Turner?
He's been really good, and that was my next question. I mean, there's been a big difference from his last start against the Angels to this start here today. He seems a little bit more calm and under control this afternoon.
And much more aggressive with his fastball. He's gotten up to 93, 94. His breaking balls have been a lot sharper with much more depth than he had 5 days ago. A few changeups, but he's gone up against a team in the White Sox that are a pretty good team, but he's handled them.
So the Tigers have an opportunity with a win today to go up a game and a half, and here are the numbers on Turner. 15 of 20 first pitch strikes. That's always a help. Adam Dunn leads it off, and he looks at strike one as the 6th inning is underway. Dunn, Konerko, and Rios. 1 for 2 in this one for Dunn, a single and a run scored. Adam typically is known for 3 things: hitting home runs, walking, or striking out. Well, one of the 3 he'll usually do at least once or twice in a game, but Friday was only the 3rd time he didn't do any of them this season. He fouls that one off. And they have really, the Tigers pitching, done good work against the heavy hitters in the Chicago lineup. Youkilis is 0 for 11, and he came in with some gaudy numbers in a White Sox uniform. Dunn and Konerko haven't done a whole lot. Rios either. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Adam Dunn.
I guess you could say the Tigers caught the Chicago White Sox at the right time. And also you have to give some credit to Tigers starting pitchers. They have been superb in this homestand.
Swing and a miss, and down he goes. 1 gone.
It looked like Turner was going to get off to another shaky start here today. This was early in the game. It was the 1st inning. He was leaving some balls up over the dish, and they had a couple of base hits off of him. Not a bad pitcher to Rios, but Rios doubled and drove in one. But here's that breaking ball he's been featuring. It's been very sharp. It's been falling off the table. He's got lots of swings and misses on that pitch, and when he wasn't getting swings and misses on that breaking ball, he was simply getting some ground balls. It's been a really good outing today for the rookie Jacob Turner.
That it has, and a swing and a miss by Paul Konerko.
Another one of those real good breaking balls.
3 strikeouts this afternoon for Jacob. He has surrendered just 5 hits. Konerko has one of those, a single, back in the 1st inning. Here's the 0-1.
'94 top fastball today for Turner. 77 with a real slow breaking ball.
Ground ball to 3rd. Oh, a wicked hop, and it's off the glove of Miguel Cabrera into short left. Konerko is going to take the turn, but he's going to hold up. Barry gets to it. 1 on, 1 out.
That looked like almost like that hop that Miguel Cabrera got in spring training in Clearwater, but only he stayed in front of that one. And we all know that it jumped up and bit him, and he spent some time on the shelf, some stitches below that left eye, below that right eye, I should say. But that was a wicked hop.
Here's Rios. 1 for 2, knocked in a run with a bloop single back at the 1st. And he drives one in the air to left. Quentin Berry's on the run. This one is over his head, and it is off the top of the wall. They're calling it in play, and it's a 2-base hit.
Jim Wolf, the 3rd base umpire, for a moment motioned home run. And I don't think he's quite sure whether it was a home run or not. And it is a home run.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he looked really indecisive. They're going to argue this right now. I'm sure they'll look at it.
They're going to go in and they'll probably change it too.
It's got to be a home run. There's Jim Wolf coming over.
I mean, he put the arm up and he did everything but circle with the right arm to single home run.
Let's see. Oh, no doubt. Over the yellow line and then back out of the playing surface. See it hit the wall twice and bounce up.
Robin Ventura cannot ask the umpires to go in and look at a replay, but he really can ask them to see if anybody else saw anything differently.
But as you say, Wolf looked really indecisive, so they will go look at it. And I don't think it'll take them long to figure it out. And if it does go as the home run, it'll be a 2-run shot in a brand new ball game. Clearly over the wall, and then it bounced back. So this game is about to be 6-3. Rios right now standing at second base with a double, but it, as we mentioned, wouldn't take long, and here they come. It's a home run. So Jim Wolf signals homer, and that makes it a 6-3 contest. Rios had to wait for his 14th home run, but it's officially in the books. That's going to bring Jim Leland out, and it looks like that's going to be it for Jacob Turner. It is. Tiger skipper has motioned to the bullpen. So Turner will depart after striking out Dunn, but he gave up a single and a homer. And the Tigers go to the bullpen. Here comes Villarreal, and we'll be back. Tigers, and Brian Villarreal is summoned out of the bullpen to replace Jacob Turner.
What in the world is wrong with John Lester?
I don't know. He seemed at one point to be one of the most dominant lefties in the game. Here is Alexi Ramirez, and he looks at strike one from Villarreal.
The Boston Red Sox may have to trade John Lester as well, give him some new scenery as they did Kevin Youkilis.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ramirez, who is 0 for 2.
Bullpen components have not pitched all that much lately. As a matter of fact, Villarreal, since the second half has began, really hasn't been on the mound at all.
A line to center field and a base hit. So Ramirez is on 3 straight hits for Chicago.
It's a 97-mile-per-hour fastball that's hit right back up the box, but it was up in the zone. Villarreal's at his best when he's working at the bottom of the zone with that upper 90s fastball and a really good slider to go with it.
Ryan missed a couple days with a neck issue, but he has since returned to the bullpen. He will face Jordan Danks. Ball 1.
Villarreal has been so vital to the team's success in that bullpen. They're doing a lot of the same stuff that Albuquerque did last year. They're bridging the gap in the 6th inning to Phil Coke and Dotel, and later getting the ball to Benoit and Valverde.
Swing and a miss. We get a lot of folks ask us about Albuquerque and when he will return. We just don't know. We do know that he's on his comeback trail and pitching right now, but it's been a slow go. At least it was early on when he started throwing again. One ball, one strike on Danks. Here's the 1-1. It's low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good news on Andy Dirks. I believe they announced that Dirks is going to go down and start a rehab assignment, so that's good news.
That's tonight in Toledo, as a matter of fact. We just don't know how long it's going to be, and I guess the Tigers will take that on a day-by-day basis to see how he does, if he's going to DH, when he starts playing the outfield again.
Well, there's no sense of urgency, and that's not a knock on Dirks. He played very well while he was here and in the lineup. But they have some guys that are playing good. Barry B1. Bosch has picked it up a lot. Jackson's been tremendous in the outfield. Delman steadied that DH spot. So there's no need in rushing Dirks back.
Here's the 3-1. Runner goes, and a high fly ball left center field. Barry and Jackson. Barry. 2 outs.
You don't want to forget to join us on Tuesday for more baseball as the Tigers open up a 3-game series at Cleveland. Coverage begins 6:30 with Tigers Live. That's Tigers baseball tomorrow at 6:30 here on Fox Sports Detroit.
2 outs for Tyler Flowers. They have given us the official distance, or the official estimated distance, on the home run by Cabrera, his 300th home run.
500 feet.
457. There's a soft liner to left, base hit.
These White Sox not going quietly here today.
That's their 4th hit in this inning alone, and now the White Sox have 9 hits. 6-3 Tigers, though. I thought it would be more than 457 on the Cabrera home run. But that's the distance they've given us. Here's Gordon Beckham. He had a single back in the 5th. Ball 1, missing away. Temperature climbing steadily this afternoon. It's up to 90 degrees now, so the later we get in the afternoon, the hotter it's getting.
A little bit more humidity in the air today as well. Last couple of days perfect down here at the ballpark.
The 1-0 outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Phil Coke warming up. The new daddy, Phil Coke, by the way, rejoined the team today. Here comes Jeff Jones out to have a chat with Villarreal, who has gone 2-0 on the hitter. So as they talk about that, we'll talk about this. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Quick conversation from Jeff Jones. 2 balls, no strikes on the number 9 hitter, Gordon Beckham. Singles by Ramirez and Flowers. They're aboard. And the 2-0. Fouled back out of play. 2-1 on Beckham, who has a single, a fly ball, and now just 3 for his last 23 at bats. And the 2-1 inside, spins him out of the box. 3 balls and 1 strike. White Sox climbing back into this game on a 2-run homer by Alex Rios. That signaled the end for Jacob Turner, who by and large was really good today. Turner at one point retiring 11 consecutive White Sox hitters. And a strike call. 3-2 now on Beckham. So with 2 outs, the runners will be on the move.
That's one of the things that I like about Villarreal. Even when he does struggle with his control, he doesn't let up on his fastball. And that last fastball was 98 miles an hour to Gordon Beckham.
It has seemed that since Brian has gotten to the big leagues, he has had really one speed, and that's all out. Here's the 3-2 coming home with the runners going. Fly ball, right field, not deep at all. Bosch under it. And that is that for Chicago. They get a little bit closer, though, on the 2-run homer.
Have 6 runs this afternoon, and all 6 of their home runs have come on the home run ball. Barry homered in the first. Miguel Cabrera also homered, and then it was Miguel homering again. That was his 300th of his big league career, went about 557 feet from home plate. And Brennan Bosch has also chipped into the act with a 2-run big fly to right field. So a lot of damage being done here by the Tigers batters, and I continue to try to give Cabrera more length on his home run. It was not 557, it was 457, but I tried, big fella.
First you had 500, then 557.
I'm stubborn.
457.
Why are you frowning up today, big guy?
I don't know why either. He's having himself a day. The Tigers lead 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Santiago is still out there. Bosch showing bunt. 0-1. So it'll be Bosch and then Peralta and Avila. Santiago's retired 6 of the 7 he's faced since coming on. He's calmed things down from the White Sox perspective. Bosch hit a 2-run homer back in the 3rd. It was off the starter Philip Umber.
And Brennan has himself in a really nice hitters count once again here today. Take a look at them babies all decked out today.
Keep them covered up, sunscreen. Great looking cheerleader outfit. Swing and a miss. He tried to hold up. 2-1 on Bosch. Here's the 2-1. And it's in for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Bosch. 6, 7, 8 in the lineup for the Tigers. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Brennan. Tigers have 7 hits today. Actually been out hit by 2 by the White Sox. But it's the Tigers with 4 home runs in this contest. Three-two pitch is off the plate. Ball 4. Second one given up by Santiago. Trivia question time again. He had a chance to think about it. Courtesy of AT T. Who was the last player to enter the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Tiger? And the answer is, that ought to give you a clue, Hal Newhouser back in 1992 wore the Tiger cap. Voted in by the Veterans Committee. And he is immortalized here at the ballpark. Number 16 out in the left center field area. Here's Peralta. And shoots that one foul back out of play. 0-1. Sparky, of course, was in 2000, but he was not as a player. Although Sparky's number 11 adorns the wall out here at Comerica Park in right center field. Skipper of that '84 World Series team. Called inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's number 11, George Sparky Anderson.
Sparky's foundation still going strong. The Catch Foundation played in a golf tournament last week, raising lots of money here in the community.
One ball, 1 strike. Johnny Peralta 0 for 2 in this game. Double play and a pop up. High towering fly ball to the right side of the infield. Drifting is Beckham for the out. And 1 away. I noticed those patches on the White Sox uniforms that they are wearing. One is for Moose Skowron, who passed away. That's the bottom one. And the top one says Hickman. That's for Kevin Hickey, a former White Sox pitcher that passed away in his 50s earlier this year as well. So a couple of members of the White Sox family passing away. And they are using the patches this year on their jerseys.
Kevin Hickey was a former teammate of mine when I was playing in the minor leagues with the Chicago White Sox. We all came up together.
Really?
Yep.
Well, he passed away all too soon. 1 ball and no strikes on Avila. Alex batting with 1 on 1 out. We're in the 6th. Avila looks at a strike on the outer edge. 1-1. Alex 0 for 6 in the series. He came in with really good numbers career against White Sox pitching, over 300, 311 to be exact. 21 RBIs in 42 games against Chicago. One ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball missing in. 2-1 the count. Phil Coates still tuning up in the Detroit bullpen. Runner goes and it's fouled back out of play. Bosch will head back to first base.
It's a good call there by Jim, putting a hit and run on. Starting a runner, forcing Avila into swinging the bat. Trying to score some more runs in this game.
His 6-1 lead has been chopped to 6-3. Santiago came on, had a 1-2-3 fourth. Walked a batter in the fifth and has walked a batter here in the sixth, and a ball outside. 3-2. So we'll see if Bosch is on the move here.
If Bosch is running, and if you're Avila and you know he's running, you have to do the best job you can at putting the ball in play. He's not going to get a good jump with Santiago, the left-hander, on the mound.
There he goes, and it's a ball outside. So the Tigers have 2 aboard. Santiago has walked a pair here in the sixth. His 3rd walk overall.
More importantly, Santiago has walked the last 2 left-handers he has seen in this game. So you know Don Cooper, the pitching coach, not happy about that. But we told you earlier that left-handers are hitting above 300 against Santiago, who began the season as their closer in a very young bullpen.
Nate Jones warming up.
When this series began on Friday, they had 7 members in their bullpen, 5 of which were rookies.
That's why they took the steps to get a little veteran leadership in that bullpen. With the trade they just pulled off. Here is Santiago fouling one back. No balls and 1 strike. Brett Myers joining the Chicago bullpen.
Kenny Williams, their general manager, has always been a busy GM, makes lots of moves, but he's already made 3 moves. They got Orlando Hudson off the waiver wire. They also traded for Euclid. And now they got themselves a closer, Myers.
The 0-1. Ground ball to third. Euclid fires to second. There's one. Here comes the relay. Scooped at first base for the double play. 5-4-3, and we go to the 7th. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. Back here in downtown Detroit on a steamy afternoon here at the ballpark. Tigers on top 6-3 as we go to the 7th inning in this one. Tigers hoping to sweep the White Sox out of town and have them lead with a 1.5 game deficit as Phil Coke takes over now for Detroit.
43rd game now that Phil Coke has entered for the Tigers this year. He comes in with 1 win and 3 losses, 15 holds, and the ERA is sub 3 at 2.97. You can see 324 batting average against Phil Coke against right-handed batters. He doesn't throw his changeup that much and to the righties, therefore that batting average up rather high against righties.
So Phil and his wife Bobby welcomed in a brand new baby daughter, Mackenzie Luann. So congratulations to Phil and his family. Phil was showing off the pictures before the game today. Here's Alejandro De Aza to lead things off. As we go to the 7th, De Aza, Youkilis, and Dunn.
That is always a special time, the birth of your first child.
De Aza is 0 for 3 in this game. Tigers lead by 3. And it's a strike call. Also a very hectic time for new parents as they get used to a new baby in the family, getting used to feeding schedules and the such.
And lack of sleep.
And lack of sleep is big. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on De Aza. Line out, ground out, fly out.
Tigers also have done a very nice job against De Aza, keeping him off the base paths. We've well documented the fact that Youkilis and Dunn, Konerko haven't done much in this series, but they've been able to quiet De Aza down too.
And he is the guy that has really gotten their offense going. He is 9th in the American League in runs scored. And the 1-2. Bouncing ball right side. Ranging left. Santiago has it. De Aza is out. 1 gone. Good start to the 7th. That'll bring up Kevin Youkilis. Who came in red hot but is now ice cold. 0 for 11 in the series. There's a ball high. White Sox getting some production out of that third base spot with Youkilis coming over. Brent Morel has had a back strain that he's had to deal with. There's a high drive into left field. That ball is hit well. Berry looking up and it is gone. And Youkilis making his presence felt here in the 7th inning with a 1-out solo shot.
Youkilis finally got loose on one.
All of a sudden now it's 6-4. Chicago not dead yet.
I told you that right-handers hitting Phil Coke a lot better than left-handers this year. That's a fastball that's outside, but it's up, and Youkilis with enough strength to hit that ball over the Tigers bullpen.
Adam Dunn looks at ball 1. Dunn had a single in the first and scored a run. White Sox went up 1-0 on Jacob Turner, but then Detroit scored 6 unanswered, and now it's 6-4. In there for a strike. 1-1. Dunn this year has hit 7 home runs, make it 8 home runs against left-handed pitching, and that's something that he really struggled to do all of last year. Lefties ate him up.
He didn't have 1 homer against a lefty last year.
No, he barely had a hit against lefties. That's part of the improvement he's had or has showed this year. Still leads the American League in strikeouts with 144. In for a strike. 2-2 on Dunn.
And Dunn got sizzling hot from April 20th to June 15th. 22 home runs in that span.
Just off the plate, 3-2.
Dunn was the only player in the American League that didn't appear in the game, the All-Star game.
Yes, you're correct. Everybody else got in. A lopsided win for the NL. It's grounded foul.
But if you're Dunn, you were just happy to be there after what he had gone through in his first year in a White Sox uniform. What's that little guy have?
It's like a burger.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. It's got arms, though.
It's a big burger.
Here's the 3-2. Checked it. Did he go? I don't think he did. Nope. Jim Wolf agrees, and so it's a walk for Dunn.
Oh, this one's about to get a little hairy.
Yes, it is. Jim Leyland coming out. Konerko due up, and the skipper going right back to the bullpen. It was once a comfortable 6-1 lead. Dunn was able to hold up to draw the walk, and that'll signal the end for Phil Coe. And with Konerko due up, we'll step aside. 6-4 our score. And they lead 6-4. Paul Konerko due up. And Konerko has been around a long time with these Chicago White Sox. In fact, if you look at the longest tenured active players, Chipper in his last season, 19 years with the Braves, and then on to Jeter and Mariano. Helton, I forgot about him, 16 years with the Rocks.
You can make a strong case that the majority of the guys that we just showed you there are going to make it to the Hall of Fame. The first three for sure.
What about Helton's numbers? He's had great numbers, but how much are they going to hold against him, the fact that he played in Colorado?
I think a lot, to be honest with you.
Here is Octavio Dotel, the new pitcher out of the Detroit bullpen.
He's got some work to do. And what he'd like to accomplish here is throw a couple of pitches and see if he can get Konerko, a dangerous power hitter, into hitting something into the ground to get a double play to get out of the inning. That is the best way to get out of this mess.
So Konerko has put the ball on the ground once today, bounced down in the fourth, otherwise a couple of singles and a run scored. And Dotel starts him off with a strike, a fastball in there, 0-1. Villarreal has pitched out of the pen, so has Koch, and now Dotel. And because of all of the terrific efforts the Tigers have gotten out of the starting rotation the last four, the bullpen in really good shape. Now we go 1. 0-2 on Konerko. And the 0-2. Well, Cousins thought about it. Could not pull the trigger, though. 1-2.
Mr. Foxtrot would have pulled the trigger on Konerko.
Talk about threading the needle. Dotel did just that, but he didn't get the benefit of the call. Here's the 1-2. Pulled foul, third base side.
Dotel better be careful with that breaking ball that he just threw there to Konerko. They wanted it outside, and he hung it in a very dangerous area. Very dangerous area to a hitter like Konerko.
And again, the 1-2. Got him, strike three. That time, Darryl Cousins pulls the trigger and says, see you later.
Paul Konerko got caught looking for a breaking ball and took a fastball at 94 that appeared to get a lot of plate. Let's take a look at the pitch sequence. Everything that he threw to him was on the outer edges of home plate, with the exception of the breaking ball that he hung that Konerko was out in front of. That one right there. And then Paul took a fastball that was really good pitch to hit, and that's why you don't look for breaking balls with 2 strikes, because if you get a fastball, there's nothing you can do.
Well, he told Darryl Cousins he called that pitch a ball before. Now it's a strike. 2 gone. Here's Rios. Two out of 3 for Rios. He hit a home run his last time up, a 2-run shot. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls. 2 strikes now on Alex Rios. Swing and a miss, and Dotel strikes him out to end the inning. Otavio comes out of the pen, rolls up a couple of strikeouts, and Konerko doesn't like it.
Spring to fall. I never would have had that chance to prepare for a career every boy dreams of without the love and hard work of 2 people, my mom and dad.
That was the 1980 speech that Al Kaline, or a snippet thereof, of the 1980 induction speech. Of course, Al is in Cooperstown this weekend. As the latest inductees enter the Hall of Fame, including Barry Larkin. Of course, Al, a tremendous career and in many ways still Mr. Tiger.
No doubt about that. Also, Tim McCarver going into the broadcast wing in Cooperstown. One of our colleagues.
Well, Barry Larkin going in, and of course he has local ties. University of Michigan. Over 2,300 hits. 5th all-time among National League shortstops. Barry Larkin could do it, man. He did it for a long, long time.
He would have won more Gold Gloves at that position had it not been for Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith was winning all the Gold Gloves at that time.
Played in 12 All-Star games, the National League MVP, Barry Larkin. So congratulations to the former Michigan Wolverine. And of course, you'll always get the comparisons. Here's how Alan Trammell's career stacked up against the Hall of Famer.
The numbers are pretty much identical with the exception of the All-Star selections.
Some of Tram's contemporaries, Cal Ripken, Robin Yount, in his playing days with the Tigers during the late 70s and 80s.
When Barry Larkin was recruited to go to Michigan, they recruited him as a football player as well as a baseball player. I think he chose the correct profession in the end.
Here is Austin Jackson leading it off as we go to the bottom of the 7th. 2-run game, 6-4 in favor of Detroit. AJ in this ball game will walk, a steal, and a run scored. He's 0 for 2, and that's in for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Santiago is still out there. Hector came on in the 4th inning. Ball high, 1-2. Humber started this game, lasted 3 frames, gave up 4 home runs. Santiago came on in the 4th and has been on since. 2-2 the count on Jackson. Barry and then Cabrera, the top 3 hitters in Jim Leyland's lineup today. Santiago steps off yet again. Now Jackson getting tired of waiting, and Santiago wants his catcher Flowers to come out to the mound.
A picture here of Barry Larkin in his Michigan uniform. 83 to 85, he played shortstop there.
There's a ball outside to Jackson. 3-2 the count on Austin. Tigers would like to get the leadoff man on here. A few more runs. That's fouled straight back. As Jackson got party started back in the 1st inning with his walk and set up a couple of home runs. Barry and Cabrera, the Tigers were off and running to a 6-1 lead. Again, the 3-2 low, and there's ball 4. So maybe Jackson will get it started again. The 2nd time he's walked, and now that's 4 base on balls for Santiago.
When Jackson was walked in the 1st inning, and Barry hit a 2-run home run. Jim Leyland did not elect to have Barry bunting at that time, but with the left-handed Santiago being on the mound and the Tigers desperately needing to score some more runs, we may see Barry give himself up to get Jackson in the scoring position. Jackson also didn't give Barry a time to sacrifice. He stole on the very first pitch to Barry back in the 1st inning after Philip Umber, who started for the White Sox, walked him.
Showing bunt, takes it high and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
That's a good pitch there by Santiago. Good call by Flowers. They knew that there was a possibility that Berry would be bunting, so they elevated the fastball up in the zone to see if they could get him to pop it up. And Berry wisely laid off of it.
Jackson's stolen base back in the first, his 9th, makes him 9 out of 12 now this year. So when you combine his numbers with Berry, that's 23 steals between the top 2. Quentin is 14 for 14. The 1-0. Bunted foul at home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Quentin. 2-run opposite field home run in the first inning, his 2nd as a big leaguer. The other, of course, came in Pittsburgh. He pulled that one to the seats in right field.
By bunting Berry here, you also know that there's a huge possibility that they will take the bat out of Cabrera's hands if Berry successfully sacrifices Jackson down in the scoring position.
That'll go foul, and now there's 2 strikes in the count.
Q is a much better bunter than that. When the ball's at the bottom of the strike zone, you have to bend your knees to go down and get it. You simply can't stab at it with the bat head, or you'll pop it straight up as he did there. Here's one look at it. You got to bend the knees and go down and get it. Stabs at it right there and doesn't put it in play.
There's Cabrera waiting on deck. Santiago facing Berry here. They have action in their bullpen with Cabrera lurking. Then it would be Fielder. Field warming up. He's thrown in this series. Off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Quentin. He now has scored 32 runs this year since being called up from AAA Toledo, and only Mike Trout of the Angels has more runs scored as a rookie. Swing and a miss, and Berry goes down. 1 out. Here's the Mazda scouting report. We told you earlier that Miguel Cabrera hit his 300th. Well, here are the milestone home runs for Cabrera and who he has hit them against. A couple of former Tigers on that list, Levine and Colon. Number 300 coming today off Philip Umber. Looks like Robin Ventura now will go back to his bullpen with Cabrera due up, and that's going to be it for Santiago. And so as they make a pitching change, we will take a timeout. We'll be back.
say you never had it so good.
Miguel Cabrera hits his 300th career home run today. Part of a big day so far for the Tigers. They lead by 2. Another sellout crowd here at the ballpark this afternoon. And another great day for baseball here in the Motor City. So Cabrera comes strolling in against a new pitcher for Chicago, and it'll be Nate Jones, the right-hander.
And Jones, one of those rookies in that bullpen, and has been there all year for the White Sox. It has good numbers, 3-0 record, very good ERA, averaging almost 1 strikeout per inning against 18 walks.
26 years of age, out of Covington, Kentucky, stands 6 feet 5 inches tall. Jackson draws the throw. Tigers today have been out hit by 3, 10-7, yet they lead by 2. Cabrera now with 23 home runs this year. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 0-1. Hector Santiago and now Nate Jones out of the bullpen for Chicago today. Tigers have not scored since getting 3 in the 3rd.
Santiago did nice work for the White Sox today, saving that bullpen.
Yeah, he threw up zeros. Their offense, meanwhile, has clawed back into this game. 2-run game now. One on Cabrera. That'll go foul down the right field line. 0-2.
Robert Ventura also has a left-hander ready in his bullpen. And if Cabrera makes an out, more than likely he'll go to that move as well for fielding.
Donnie Veal was warming up, the lefty. 41,000 plus in attendance in this one here this afternoon. Tigers trying to go up a game and a half in the Central Division with a win here today. They led 6-1 at one point. Way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nate Jones pitched his college ball at Northern Kentucky University. Was a 5th-round pick a few years back, 2007. And that is tap foul. We know this, he can bring it. 1-2. Jackson leading off the inning with a walk. He's still standing there with 1 out. Prince waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2. Off the plate and 100 miles an hour again. Done it twice in this at bat. Swing and a miss. Cabrera goes down. Here comes the throw to second, and he is safe at second base. Looks like Flowers asking for interference.
You had a couple things going on. Cabrera was trying to get foul ball, and then you had Flowers saying Cabrera was in my way.
Jackson just beat the tag down at second. And the conversation continues at home plate. And Robin Ventura doesn't like the outcome. He advances on a wild pitch. No stolen base.
This is very close to being called interference. And there are some umpires that would have called interference on Miguel here.
As soon as he made contact with Cabrera's back, Flowers started to complain, but home plate umpire Darrell Cousins not listening to any of it. So Jackson takes second, the wild pitch, and now Prince Fielder will be walked intentionally. They will take their chances against the right-handed batting Delman Young, who's waiting on deck.
No doubt if Jackson was still on first base, the left-hander would be in the mound, but with first base being open, why go after Prince? Delman's been a dangerous bat, though, for about a month, though. Driven a lot of key runs for his club. He's going to have to turn it up a notch, though. This guy got a 100-mile-per-hour fastball in his back pocket.
Maybe a couple notches. So Jones now will face Young with 2 men on, 2 men out. We're in the 7th. Delman today is single in 3 at-bats. Flowers and Jones talk about how they want to attack.
Tigers have done major damage in this series with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. And the thing that you like about their approach is that everything that they're hitting is right back through the center of the diamond. Whether guys are choking up, whether guys are spreading out, the fact of the matter is they are getting the job done. Oh, he hung a breaking ball there.
It was fouled straight back, 0-1. That was up at the letters.
Oh, my goodness. He got away with one there.
267 this year for Delman, trying to extend the Tiger lead. Right now it's a 2-run spread. Bouncing ball foul, third base side. 0-2. Well, the numbers are striking in the first half. 33% for 2-out runs, and that jumped up to 69 in the second half.
They've scored 13 runs in this series with 2 outs.
Ball outside at 99 miles an hour, so he continues to bring it. Here's the 1-2. Slow roller hit towards short. Ramirez will go to second for the force, and the threat is over. No runs. Couple of walks, 1 intentional. We'll go to the 8th. Tigers baseball today brought to you by Bell Tire. Run lead as we go to the top of the 8th. Big day for Cabrera, becoming the 11th youngest player to hit his 300th career home run. And believe you me, I mean, it was into the camera well in center field. It was nice to watch. Bosch also homering back-to-back games for Brennan, and Jacob turnaround looked pretty good, which I think is really a positive sign because he bounced back after a rocky outing.
He threw some good fastballs at the bottom of the zone in this game, but he had a really good sharp slider, and the slider is really a pitch that he really started just throwing in spring training. But he had a good one today, and he kept the White Sox off balance while he was out there for the most part.
Well, the kids in attendance today all received their Justin Verlander posters, so they're all excited about that. It's a neat giveaway. Every Sunday here at Comerica Park, kids will enjoy a giveaway. And they also get to run the bases after the game, which is always a bonus.
They get their face painted. It's Kids Day.
Kids get everything these days. I never got to run the bases at Old Tiger Stadium.
None of that.
You did, but then again, you were a player. So Alexei Ramirez will lead it off. He'll be followed by Danks and then Flowers. Dotel's still out there. Ground ball to second. Looks like one pitch, one out. It is indeed. 3 in a row retired by Dotel. Then bring up Jordan Danks. Had a chance before the game today to finally meet Richard and Kathy Verlander, Justin's parents, who were in the press box today. And of course, they've written a book, and they were here for a book signing. But the Verlanders, we had a long chat before the game, and they've written a nice book on what it's like to be a parent of a young man that has gone from little league to the big leagues.
They've raised a couple of real nice boys.
And they were in Tigers Live earlier today. Of course, they also have their other son, Ben Verlander, who's playing college ball right now. 0-1 on Jordan Danks. He is 0 for 3. That floats in from Dotel for a strike. 0-2. A couple of fly balls and a ground out for Danks, the younger brother of John Danks. Now Dotel's 0-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. There's a lot of athletic ability in the Danks family. We talked about Jordan and John. Also Emily, their sister, is a 3-time starter at Ohio State on the women's volleyball team in the Big Ten. Here's the 0-2. Checked it. Strike 3 call. Daryl Cousins says have a seat. Third strikeout for the right-hander Dotel.
Hey fans, follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and the Windows Mobile. You can get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826, or you can simply visit Tigers.com for details.
Here is Tyler Flowers. He's had a couple of hits in his last 2 at-bats, 2 out of 3. And boy, has he needed it. He came in 2 for his previous 30. Swing and a miss, 0-1. I'm not sure we give Dotel his proper due. We seem to concentrate on Benoit and the year he's had, and certainly Valverde closing out games, but Octavio's been really big for the Tigers this year.
He's locked down that 7th inning and allowed Benoit to do what he does, and of course Valverde closes out games.
Wave and a miss. Sometimes those 7th inning, 6th inning guys get lost in the shuffle.
They go unnoticed. It was one of the few moves that the Tigers made in the offseason to get some help in the back end of that bullpen.
0-2 on Tyler Flowers. Fouled back. He stays alive. Tigers 6 runs, 7 hits. White Sox 4 runs, 10 hits. Gordon Beckham waiting his turn on deck. And again the 0-2. Lifted back out of play. Well, it's been quite a turnaround for the Tigers, who have come in winning 15 of their last 20, and as a result, they're back in first place by a half game. They can gain another game on these White Sox, who are now 50-44.
Yeah, one of the things that the Tigers were waiting on all year was to get that hot streak. There was about a month straight there where they alternated wins and losses. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. Could not put together any streak whatsoever. And I guess the flip side of that is they didn't really go on any long losing streaks either.
Exactly. And that, I guess, is as much a key. And while it was sort of a sputtering start, they have found their groove, so to speak.
Expectations were sky high during the course of spring training for this group. Many experts across the country picked them to be right where they're at right now, and that's in first place.
Swing and a miss, and Dotel picks up his 4th strikeout. He has fanned 4 of the 5 that he has faced in this game. 1, 2, 3, 8.
He got 2 of those in the 7th with 1 on, 2-run lead. He struck out Konerko, and then he was able to climb the ladder and strike out Rios as well. And then he got Danks in the 8th inning. He got him looking, and then he also got Flowers as well. So very nice outing here for Dotel today.
Awesome job indeed. An inning and 2/3 with 4 strikeouts, no hits. And he'll be handing it over to, we assume, Valverde when we get to the 9th inning. Meanwhile, Robin Ventura is going to try the Veal. Here comes Donnie Veal.
And one of the things that Brennan Bosch has done a very nice job of since coming into the big leagues is that's hitting left-handed pitching. He homered yesterday against the ace of the White Sox, Chris Sale, on a breaking ball to right field. He's already homered once here today. And his next swings will be against Donnie Veal, who throws left-handed.
Here's Brennan Bosch to get it rolling now in the 8th inning. Bosch in June was at 220 for the month. In July, a whole lot better. 388. He's doubled his RBI total, and there's still a ways to go here in this month. And Veal misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Bosch, then Peralta, then Avila. Tigers today have been out hit 10-7, but they lead by 2. Lefty setup here. The 1-0. Looked like he went, and he did, said Jim Wolf. One ball, 1 strike. Bosch homering in back-to-back games. Hit one out yesterday. He's hit one out today. A 2-run shot. So 11 long balls now for Brennan. One and two. That's in the air, right side of the infield. Beckham to the grass, and Bosch is out, one gone.
And don't go anywhere when this game ends. Of course, we'll take you to the Call Sam Studios. You'll hear from Jim Leland, as you always do. Also, an historic day for Miguel Cabrera. Home runs number 299 and number 300 and his big league career. And also, I'm sure we'll hear from Jacob Turner as well. That's right after this game.
One out. Here's Johnny Peralta. A couple of pop-ups for Johnny and a double play ball as well, and he looks at ball one. .272 average for Peralta. And he shoots one on the ground to second. Tough play for Beckham, who is handcuffed, but he's out. Stayed with it nicely. Two gone. That'll bring up Avila. Alex today walking in the sixth inning. Veal trying to keep this a 2-run game. And a foul back out of play. It'll be Beckham, De Aza, and Euclid due up when we get to the ninth for Chicago. The only thing to settle right now is what the score will be when we get there. Here's the 0-1, and it's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Donnie Veal is out of Jackson, Mississippi. First broke into the big leagues with Pittsburgh a couple of years ago. Pitched in 19 games over in the National League.
White Sox bullpen will get a whole lot better once they get Jesse Crain back.
Yes, good point. He is awfully good. And has been for a while.
He's been on the disabled list quite a bit this year, but they're due to get him back shortly.
Here's the 1-2. It bends inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Benoit right now in the bullpen for Detroit. Just watching the action. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Avila goes down. Donnie Veal comes out of the pen, throws a 1-2-3 8th inning. So we go to the ninth. Tigers lead by 2. 4 is our score. Tigers fans hoping to complete the sweep here this afternoon. And speaking of the Cleveland Indians, here is the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet after an off day tomorrow. Tuesday night's probables look like this. Ubaldo Jimenez, whose numbers are awfully crooked. He walks a ton of guys. And Doug Fister for the Tigers.
Doug Fister's last 2 starts, one in Baltimore, then one right here at Comerica Park, were sensational. So let's hope he continues his second half mastery.
I'm not sure what to think about Ubaldo Jimenez. I mean, he's just walking so many people. Joaquin Benoit is going to try and close this one down now for Detroit.
And if he's successful doing so, it will be the second save of the season for Benoit, who has racked up a lot of strikeouts. 56 strikeouts in 45 innings pitched so far for the talented setup man against 15 walks.
So Gordon Beckham will lead it off, then Alejandro De Aza and Kevin Youkilis. 6 runs, 7 hits for Detroit, 4 runs, 10 hits for the visiting White Sox. And Beckham looks at a ball inside. The 9th inning is underway.
As good as Benoit is in pitching the 7th and 8th inning, and has been for the last 3 years, it's a whole different animal when you're at the end of the game and you're trying to get that save, get the last 3 outs of the game.
Joaquin threw 10 pitches in yesterday's game. Don Kelly is taken over in right field. There's a ball loose out of the Chicago bullpen that Jackson is going to have to run down.
Surprised he didn't make Berry go get that ball.
I was thinking the same thing. It was just too far. Even Austin couldn't find that or have the heart to do that.
He took a look at Q. Q wasn't budging, though. Q turned his head like he wasn't looking at him.
1 ball, no strikes on Gordon Beckham. That's in there. 1-1 the count. So Valverde apparently unavailable today. So Benoit is trying to close this one down.
Well, you want to be efficient if you're Benoit. You want to stay away from the thunder in the White Sox lineup. Although you will see Youkilis, you want to stay away from Dunn and Konerko.
Here's the 1-1. High, 2 balls, 1 strike. Myers and Crane warming up in the Chicago bullpen. Just in case they're able to lengthen this game. Right now a 2-run spread for Detroit. That's in for a strike. 2-2 on Gordon Beckham, who is 1 for 3 today. De Aza, the leadoff man, waiting on deck. And the 2-2. Fouled back out of play.
Was not aware that Jesse Crane had been reinstated from the disabled list. He was reinstated prior to yesterday's game. I guess I can make an excuse for myself and say that I wasn't here.
Absolutely.
But I'm not.
There's Brett Myers also joining him in the bullpen, the newly acquired Brett Myers. They're just hoping to get this thing to the bottom of the 9th. Driven to the air to right field. Kelly is circling it, and Beckham is gone. The all-important first out of the inning. Tiger bullpen now has retired 6 in a row.
It's a beautiful thing when you start to click on all cylinders, and really for the last 15 games or so the Tigers have done that. The pitching has been there, the offense has been there, clutch hitting, the bullpen really putting together now a really impressive stretch.
And Jacob Turner part of that stretch here, providing a good outing today for the Tigers. At one point retiring 11 straight. That's in there on De Aza. 0-1. Alejandro has been kept off the bases so far in this game, 0 for 4.
He's only scored 1 run in the 3-game series.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. DeAza desperately trying to get on and bring the tying run to the plate. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing in. Avila goes down to smother it. Tigers scored all of their runs early in this game. A 3-run first, a 3-run third. The Chicago bullpen has done a really good job the rest of the way. Here's the 1-2. He takes it high. DeAza thought about offering. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The White Sox over the past couple of years and beyond have had some decent leadoff guys that have done really good jobs. Pasednik and Juan Pierre. DeAza has done a really good job this year setting the table. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off. Kids Day today. They're hanging out. I'm loving every part of this. Tigers trying to put the bow on this one. They lead 6-4. Fouled away, so DeAza not going down without a fight. Talking about that crowd today. It's another sellout here at Comerica. The official number is 41,281. That is your final attendance figure here today, and a good many of those youngsters.
We had some really nice crowds for all 7 of the games played here this homestand.
And the 2-2. Ground ball right side, right at Prince. 2 gone.
Tigers thought they may have about 3 million fans come through the turnstiles this year with all the lofty expectations that were placed on this club, and they might just get there.
Well, they're coming to their feet now. Benoit has reduced this game to just 1 final out as Kevin Youkilis stands in. Tigers 1 out away from going up a game and a half in the Central. Youkilis hit a home run back in the 7th. His first and only hit in this series. And he takes strike 1. That's what they're trying to get to, the sweep. 1 for 12 in the series for Youkilis. The 0-1. Fly ball, right field. Don Kelly going back, has room, and the Tigers have swept the White Sox. A game and a half lead in first place for Detroit. Their 13th win in their last 15 games.
Very impressive weekend of baseball led by the starting pitchers. Jacob Turner gets his first win of his big league career, and Miguel Cabrera hits his 300th career home run.
Special day here at the ballpark this afternoon in front of another sellout crowd. The Tigers sweep the White Sox out of town. 6-4 your final. Back with a whole lot more. Don't go away.